Huh? Opinions.
I've been up all night, no sleep, 'cause I feel like I'm always dreaming.
Squirt me the shirt here. Sorry what I said when I was undercarbed. Right, don't live an undercarb life. Don't live an undercarb life. Alright, so here's a question we got in the durianrider.com coaching group. And this is from Danny in the UK, the United Kingdom, England, old Britain. And Danny was going to go. This is a question he's asked my coaching group from durianrider.com. Little plug there. So this is, I give people the advice that I would have loved to have had back in the day. Durianrider 2.0 or Durianrider 1.5 or Durianrider 3.7 or whatever. And so this information is life-changing, right? So Danny is in his gap year. He's a young lad and he was going to go to university, next year. And this year, 2020, was going to be like the fun time, the gap year. Go and do 18-year-old stuff, right? And he wanted to do a bit of bike packing and traveling around. But with the flights being cancelled for most of us, as plans have changed. Right? So what I would say is you got to, in life, you want to be flexible like bamboo. Right? You don't want to be like carbon fiber and be strong, but then you snap at an impact, right? Or you just you snap. But bamboo can split and it can heal itself. All right. So you want to be like bamboo and moving with the conditions, adapting to the conditions. So for me this year, I ain't going to Thailand. Which is crazy because I've been there. I've been going there every year for 15 years, every year, and so that's my whole year's basically routine is changed, and that's fine. There's nothing I can do about it. So I've just been staying home making money, which I don't even need more money. Or what am I going to do? All right, I love living in a basic house. I love I love where I live. So what am I going to do with more money? But that's just what has happened for me. The whole C virus thing has made me, a lot more financial. This whole year has been like one of the best years ever for me for many reasons. But I'm digressing. I'm just using that as an example that I'm not going to sit here and go, I can't go to Thailand. So this year I did the Mawson Trail, which I've never done before. That was fantastic. And I've been catching up with, projects and flipping things and just doing things in my life that I have been putting off because I always just go to Thailand and have fun in the sun. So this is my first winter. This is going to be the first full winter since 2002, since 18 years, when Danny was probably born in 2002. Every year I'll be able to just flee north or whatever. But this year, no. And that's fine, just roll with it. So my tip for Danny is don't take a gap year, live the gap life. Right? The gap year is all about, okay kids, we'll give you 1 year and you can do whatever you want to do, and then you can have your drugs and do all your stuff and live the rock and roll, and then you got to go to university and knuckle down, all right? We'll give you 1 year. We'll give you a little break. Give you a bit of money, a bit of pocket money. You go and have some bit of fun, stay safe. Fuck that. Gap year. I mean, I've travelled the world, right? Travelled around the world. Not every country. I can travel a lot more, but I've travelled around the world with my bicycle, and I've hanged out with so many backpackers at parties and beaches and hotels and just all the usual stuff, And what I see, what makes me really sad, is most backpackers on the gap year, they're just going to get blasted, man, every night or getting high. They're not really sitting down and go, what do I want to do with my life? They just go, oh my God, my parents are gone, the teachers are gone, authority's gone. Now I'm just going to let my hair down and be a pass around girl for the local fight boys and to be taking Plan B pills the next morning. It's like, what are you doing, man? Like, you're going to waste your youth being a pass around girl for the local fight boys and taking Plan Bs. Like, you're in your prime of your life. You're an 18-year-old boy, 18-year-old girl. You are literally in your marketing prime of your life. So if your goal is to be a YouTuber, that's your prime time. 18, it's like 17, it's like, you know what I mean? Once you go past 18, then it's harder. It's not impossible, it's just a lot harder. Look at the YouTubers out there who started early, like Emma Chamberlain, etc. So it depends on what you want to do in life, okay? But please, kids, don't waste your youth and aesthetics doing drugs and going to parties and just faffing around. Like, I'm just like, oh my God. Wow. The talent that I've seen over the last decade that could have been so influential on social media, and they were nothing, and then they're nothing today. They're working in a job they hate. When I say nothing, I mean, what they could have been. So don't waste it, kids. Don't waste it, and don't waste it, man. You're only young once. You only live once, and if you're gonna do the YOLO thing, to be the guy who's doing drugs or the girl who's doing drugs and just to, give your middle finger to your parents. It's like, don't use YOLO for doing what you want to do in life. And nobody wants to get high every single day and sleep until 2 and party. Because, like, if you're doing that every day, it means you got mad depression. If you do it once or twice or whatever, yeah, okay, it's just an experience. But if that becomes your routine, you have depression. You're trying to escape from something versus just having an experience. Okay, you have your little shrooms and you do your little pingers or whatever. Okay, whatevers. Be careful, because you know what you're getting. Be around safe people, because I've seen a lot of shit go down. Versus doing that once to get an experience versus that's becoming your addiction, your habit. Okay? Big difference there. Big difference. Go to bed at 2 a.m? Not always. Stay up all night? Not always. Do that every single night. You're going to have some health issues. You're going to have some mental health issues. And mental health when you're young as well. Come on, gang. So, work out what you want to do. So, Danny, you wanted to go bike packing. Okay, bike pack around UK. Go John O'Groats to Land's End, invite them back, and just cruise around. If that's too much for you, just start with small trips around. I've bike packed, a lot of UK and stuff like that. It's a fantastic place for you bike packing. Just keep it on your bike. So UK is a fantastic place. So if I couldn't go, I'd be doing bike packing UK. Do that and just become the bike packer of UK. You can start a vlog channel about it. I don't know what you want to do, people out there. I don't know what you want to do. If your goal is YouTube, then I'm the man for that. Danny's in the group. He can ask me about if that's his goal. But his goal was just to travel around. Okay, so travel around UK. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure you can go from UK on a ferry. Is it still at Dover? Down over to Dunkirk or wherever in Calais or wherever in France or whatever, and then you can ride from there. So I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong, but I don't think people are landlocked in UK. If you are landlocked in UK, then like we are in Australia, you can't leave Australia unless you've got a work reason, and I don't have a legitimate work reason as a YouTuber. Okay, it's not verified, it's verified, but it's not valid. So I'm stuck in Australia. Okay, literally stuck in Australia. You're not stuck in UK. You can ferry it over. So if I was in the UK and I didn't want to be there, then I'd go to Spain, I'd go to Morocco. I wouldn't live in UK personally. That's me. But at summertime, it's fantastic cruising around. Go right around UK for sure. It's a beautiful place. But once summer's gone, it's like, bye-bye UK, I'm out of here. It's just like, no way. That's just me though, right? Some people love the cold, wet, gloomy knifings and motorbike robberies and all that stuff that you get in the UK now. Some people love that, I don't. I like nature and peace and quiet and stuff like that. But it depends where you are in the UK. Maybe up in Blackpool's not too bad. So that's, depends what you want to do in life. Life's all about not having a gap year. Life's about living the gap year. The gap year is like, okay, you can do what you want to do now. That should be every day of your life. Only doing what you want to do, no matter what the consequences. And should I add, in alignment with what helps Mother Nature. Because I just want to sit at home all day and eat cheeses and watch porn. Like some people. Oh man. The opportunities we have in life, but what some people choose to do. I guess a lot of people don't know what their life's about. They're like, okay, I want fame, I want money, I want looks, I want to get girls, I want to get guys, I want to get this, I want to get status, I want to get importance, I want to get significance. And you see that in the hip-hop world, your hip-hop world where people are like, they get a Ferrari, then they get a Lambo, then they get a Bugatti, and it's just like, they're not happy. They're depressed as heck. Drake, or such and such, are way more depressed now than he was when he was 18. Way more depressed. Every single celebrity is way more depressed with fame than they were at the very, very start, where they like have the hope and they're like, oh my God, every single big YouTuber is more depressed now than they were when they're 18. Except for me, because I'm living how I want to live. There might be some exceptions, but generally, I would find most people out there living in massive pain because they're living for their parents' goals and they're getting fame to prove to their parents this is okay. And it's like, man, don't live for your parents, all right? Respect your parents and understand them and accept them, but live your own life, all right? If you don't go with your parents, move out of home. Sleep under the bridge. Sleep in the corn paddock if you have to, all right? Don't burn the bridges. Just say, I'm out. See ya. Thanks for everything. I'm grateful. Bye-bye. Avoid burning bridges if you don't have to, okay? Avoid burning bridges if you don't have to. So many people, especially when you're a teenager, I was the same. You yell at my mum and just be a nasty little brat. Avoid doing that. Your hormones are pumping and you're going from child to adulthood responsibilities, so you're getting a bit insecure. That's normal. But just pause, breathe, put your shoulders back, and go, okay, all right, no worries, you're right, I'm wrong. And just suck it up and just, cool. It's okay to say, you're right, I'm wrong. Even if you don't believe it. If that would just diffuse the parents with the shit with your parents, who are on alcohol or they're undercarbed and they're freaking out, why would you try and use logic on someone whose brain is massively undercarbed? It's like trying to convince a drunk friend they shouldn't drive. You don't convince them. You grab the keys, put them in your pocket, say, sorry, mate, You don't like, hey, I really care about, no. You grab the keys and it's done. There's no conversation. Otherwise, you're going to be spending from 2 a.m. till 5 a.m. It's wasting. It's 3 hours of your life you've wasted talking to an idiot. All right? We're all idiots at some point in our life. So there's a point in your life where you just have to say, yeah, cool, agree with them, and just do whatever you have to do to get on to the next situation. Does that make sense? All right? So don't fight your parents. Don't try to convince your parents because you're the kid. And they're the adult, and that's their job to be right. And even if they are wrong, don't argue with it, man. Right? Otherwise, you just it's like arguing with school teachers. It's like, it's like arguing with the police. It's like, what are you trying to do, man? You're trying to argue with a police officer? How's that going to help you? What are you doing? Arguing with your parents? You just live your life. You move out, man, and you just be nice to them. Simple as that. If you're living at home and there's conflict all the time, and my parents suck, then move the fuck out, okay? Move the fuck out. Instead of creating drama and shit for your parents. Just say, hey, I appreciate everything. I'm going to try and be an adult now, and I'm going to try and take my own responsibilities. They might laugh at you, yeah, you can't do that, you're a loser. And you're like, yeah, I'll give it a go. And don't take it personally. Undercard people. Remember this. This is for all the undercard people out there, okay? Don't take it personally. Biggest thing. Otherwise, you'll just be living. Oh man, there's some of the troubles I've seen girls get into because they want to get resentment of the dad. Whoa, man. And some of the shit I've seen guys get into trouble because they have resentment for the dad, or they want to prove the dad or mum wrong. Oh man. Oh damn. If you're living for the acceptance and approval of your parents, man, you're gonna hate your parents at some point because you're gonna live a life for them versus for you. You're going to get that Benz and that Merc and that Rolls and that bank and that fame and all this stuff or whatever for your parents. And you don't even care about this stuff, really. It's just the significance and the attention you get from people we don't really care about. Maybe you do care about your parents, and you get all this stuff and you're imagining all the stress of having a Ferrari or a Mercedes or an expensive house or a certain type of girlfriend or a certain type of boyfriend or this university course or whatever. You're doing all this stuff. I used to study stuff to impress my mum and that. I was studying chemistry and Japanese and stuff. I couldn't give a flying F about those things. I mean, Japanese was interesting, but chemistry, it's like, I don't want to be a chemist, but it sounded cool. Don't want to do chemistry year 12. It's like, fuck, and I hated it. And I hated year 12. I should have chose subjects that I actually enjoyed. Right? And because I was failing those subjects, and then I started to resent my mum, and I didn't even know why I was doing that. Why I was resenting my mum. It's all subconscious, I should just study what I wanted to study. Better yet, should have just quit school and got a job in a bike shop. What I wanted to do. But no, stay in school. Fuck school, man. If school's what you want to do it. Right? If you want to have a gap year, then you don't belong at university. Okay? Because all you're going to do, people, is you're going to be another one of those workers out there who hates their job and just gives bad customer service. It makes people resent doctors or resent lawyers or resent police, or just whatever, If you're doing a job because it's just because it pays well, it's like, man, we want to be in prison for the rest of your life. That's an emotional prison, right? So do what you want to. I would rather be dead broke living on welfare than earning $200,000 a year at a job I hated. When I get on my computer in the morning, I can't wait to get on. When I get on my phone, I can't wait to get on. It's like my caffeine. I don't need caffeine to wake up. I just open up my computer on my phone. It's like, all right, bang, questions, answers, content creation now. It's not a struggle for me. I love to do it. But if you got me to do, if I had to be an accountant, I'd be like, oh my God, are you serious? I'd be struggling with that. I couldn't do it. There's people out there who do it because it pays well. And they want to, they want to have a family to press their parents. Like, hey, parents, I've got kids now. It's like, oh man. So please, people, who cares what your parents think? All right? Doesn't matter what your parents think. I mean, it's a bonus, but it doesn't matter really. It's like, you know, who cares? Parents, who cares if people approve or disapprove if what you're doing is what you want to do and what helps the planet? Right? It should be aligned with the planet. If you're just a greedy dude, going to get as many Ferraris as possible and do burnouts and eat as much meat as possible and be like, Sean Baker from Bayer, then that's, what else sort of life is that, So that's my tip there, is no gap years, have the gap life. Today, you do exactly what you want to do. I don't have any money. This is piss poor excuses. I didn't have any money either when I was 17. I was living on welfare. Get on welfare if you have to. If you can't get welfare in your country, then can't do what you have to eat. So then you've got to find a way to get food. That's all you need. You need food and shelter. Shelter can be a bit of plastic. You need transport. That can be your wheelchair. That can be your feet walking along. That can be your bicycle, right? So you can live on a couple of dollars a day anywhere in the world. I could live in Paris on $2 a day, 100%. Okay, eating bread and jam and water from libraries with free Wi-Fi. And I'll be making money online. So it's like, you need $2 or $3 a day anywhere in the world, pretty much. Maybe unless you're in Antarctica on a cruise ship where a bottle of water costs $20. But you know what I'm saying? Any land city in the world, you can live on $2 or $3 a day. Okay, let's be really, cover everything. That's $5 a day. Okay, I'm going to say $2 or $3 a day. You can eat for sure 3,000 calories a day, $2 a day, done. If you don't have money, you have time. And if you don't have time and you don't have money, then what the fuck are you doing? What are you doing? And I'd recommend getting a vasectomy, right? Because I've had a lot of friends over the last 20 years who wanted to live the gap year lifestyle, but they couldn't because they have kids. And they want to have kids, but they want to have sex. And then kids come along, People think pull out is legit. And it's like, pull out's like riding a bike with no gloves. You're probably going to be okay a lot of the time. But when it doesn't work, you're really going to fucking regret it. You're really going to regret it. But when you strip the palms off of skin, when you strip the skin off your palms on bike crash because you didn't wear gloves because you worry about the Instagram people think, that palm skin will grow back over 2 or 3 months and the pain will actually go away over a few months. But if you have a kid that you didn't want, that pain stays with you every day, every hour of the day. The stress, everything. Someone said the other day, having kids is like guerrilla warfare and love. Part guerrilla warfare, part love. I was like, man, that's true, isn't it? Far out. I struggle with my kids on the internet, let alone real life kids. Imagine that. Tough. So get a vasectomy ASAP. And don't tell your parents about it. If they're going to freak you out, don't tell them. Don't tell them. If they can't handle it, why would you tell them? Why would you tell someone the truth if they can't handle it? You're just setting themselves up for a lot of drama. That's why people lie about steroids to their audience, because the audience couldn't handle it. So why tell them the truth? Just keep taking their money off them. I don't recommend doing that. I'm just saying, So, but here's the thing: don't hang around. Don't live with people you can't be honest about. If you want to get a vasectomy and you're living with your parents and you know they're going to freak out, why are you hanging around those people, right? Because they're going to influence you. Just their very presence, that beta presence, that following of the system presence will just drag you down. And it's not their fault. It's your fault for sticking around, okay? So, my parents suck, my parents bring me down, my parents bad vibe. Move the fuck out. Move the fuck out. Be your own boss. Be your own landlord. Move out. I've got no problems being homeless on the street. I was going to buy a $7,000 laptop the other day. I bought it on the Apple website, got it up, click checkout, pay now. And I looked down in the corner and it said, delivery time mid-September. And I'm like, ooh, mid-September? Nah. And then so I'm looking around, I find this 17-inch Mac, late 2011, for $400. And I'm going to hopefully get that if it's not gone in relations of that, So, and I'm more excited to get this 17-inch Mac from 2011 than I am for this brand new Maczilla thing. Because the Maczilla thing, it might be better, and it might be like so better. But it might be like, is it worth $7,000 more? I'm going to buy it. I was going to buy it and just suss it out, but now I don't want to wait 2 weeks or whatever. Those are problems. But then I'm looking online, $400. So I'm more excited to get this little 17-inch Mac, ripping out the hard drive, putting an SSD in it, getting it all, razzy-dazzy. And so I'm happy to use a 10-year-old Mac or the latest one. I'm like, whatevs. Some people are like, I can't be seen with a 17-inch Mac from 2011. I'm like, no. That's how insecure some people are, So you got to do what you want to do in life. I'm happy as living homeless on the street. People are like, oh, Natasha wouldn't be keen on that. I'm like, you know, she is or she isn't, whatever. As long as I'm happy. If you're happy, then you're going to raise the vibe of people around you, and then they're going to clutch onto you. Right? Like, that's how it is. I remember, you know, oh man, I've had so many stories in my life I can share with you. Probably going on a bit in this one, but it doesn't. People are like, your house looks like a dump. But do you know how many people want to live at my house? You know, who came from really nice houses, but the vibe at those nice houses was just like, oh, the vibe's crap. The vibe here's incredible, right? Because we get things done here, and it's fun, and it's like, it's passion, and it's rest, and it's recovery, and it's like, let's get shit done. You know, it's uplift. It's good. So the physique of a house is like, whatever. You know, as long as you got fresh air, you know, that's the main thing, and strong Wi-Fi. But other than that, people spend all this time, like this cupboard was from Facebook Marketplace, I think. This bed was from mydeal.com. We broke it in a few weeks, you know. Then we put the mattress on the floor. So, you know, this curtain is just hanging on. It's like tucked in up here. It's not even, this, you know, there's cracks in the walls. These flowers are, you know, from Aldi. You know, it's like that water bottle. Oh, it's not a water bottle, it's a thing. Salt lamp. I think that was some Facebook Marketplace as well, you know, like, why it baffles me how much money people spend on stuff they don't need, or things they want, but you have to spend that. Like, people spend $1,000 on a bedside cabinet, $1,000 or $100. I think that was like 20, or I don't even know how much it was. Very cheap. So we live in expectations of other people, and don't do that. Live to your expectations, you know, and surround yourself with people who get you and want you to do well because they're happy for you, versus wanting you to go to university and be a good little lawyer boy because, well, their parents, your grandma was a lawyer and they're an accountant or whatever, blah, 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 blah. Like, do you know how many people I've known over the last 20 years who did law or dentistry or medicine or whatever because their parents wanted to do that, because their parents looking down and go, how good of a parent are you? How's little Danny going? You know? And they want you to go to university because that's what their parents want them to do. And they're just carrying along. They're not even thinking that, oh, that's just what you do, that's success. And, you know, how's his son going? He's the 4th year law degree now. It's all good. If you want to do law or dentistry or whatever, then do it. Don't do it because your parents want you to do it. Oh, that's worse, bro. It's the worst thing ever. And what do you say to your parents if you don't want to do it? You don't say, fuck you, I'm not doing it. You can't control me, blah, blah, blah. You don't do that. You just say, I'm not doing it. No one can make you go to university and get off your parents' nickel. Some people like that, I'm a parent suck, I'm like, but they're paying you way. Oh yeah, it's like, no. You can't diss your parents and then take their money. But you can't say, fuck you, mum, fuck you, dad, give me money. Like, that's not how it works. Then you're just a fucking brat. Yeah. And hey, I've been there as well. I've been a brat. Everyone's been a brat. At some point. Most of the time. So that's why I can speak with such conviction, because I just look back 20 years ago, or 25 years ago when I was 17, etc., whatever the hell I am now, 43 tomorrow, and look back in the mid-90s, and I was just a little brat, and I was ungrateful, but I was just, you know, just insecure, and living in the 90s, and doing weed and drugs, and late nights, and, you know, caffeine, and just, you know, not enough carbs, not enough water. My mum would say something to me and I didn't know how to say it, so I'd just be like, fuck you know, blah, blah, blah. You know? Just things you do when you're coming off drugs and you don't really do with your life. The opportunities now, so wow, opportunities now, if I was 18, fucking hell. Opportunities now at age 18 are insane. It's like, what do you want to do? I mean, travel's super cheap, money's super easy to get, you got online jobs, you got everything. It's just like, everything's online, you can learn online. Like when I was 18, who do you get experience from? Who's your mentor? You know? Hopefully there's someone around you that is a good mentor, otherwise you'd be a shag in terms of direction. Now online you got guys like me, Tony Robbins, Gary Vee, you got all this direction, you know, it's fantastic. You don't need a strong father figure or a strong mother figure. Your parents could be total junkies. And you can still have the best life experience ever from being online for free, you know, or in a little coaching group or whatever. Like, it's crazy, you know. But back in the 90s, if your parents are junkies, it's going to be pretty tough because that's all you know. That's all you know. But now online, you put your phone out and you can learn whatever you want to learn. That's insane. Right? So there's no excuses anymore. You can't blame your parents. You can't blame, oh, I live in Australia, oh, Corona, oh, I live in America, oh, I live in UK, or blah, 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 I live in Rwanda. I mean, that's going to be tough if you live in Rwanda, but still there's opportunity there. No matter where you are in the world, there's always opportunity. Some countries have a lot more, some have a lot less, but there's always some. Now, if you're in a refugee camp in Sudan, that's going to be a bit more tough, isn't it? The opportunities in there. That's going to be tough because everyone in that refugee camp in Sudan is looking for opportunities. So that's going to be really tough. You know, it's going to be a lot tougher. You know, you're just going to get firewood, you risk getting shot and raped. That's tough. Where's the Me Too movement for those girls? They aren't there because they won't get them social media hits, unfortunately. It's crazy. But anyway, so if you ever think you're tough, think of the people in the refugee camps around the world whose options are like escape the camp, walk out of the camp, not even escape, but walk out of the camp and, you know, getting shot down by guerrilla groups or civil wars or whatever. You know, imagine if you're living in a civil war zone, okay? Where there's like Scud missiles and stuff launching in down the street. Like, that's crazy. Yeah. So whenever you start feeling sorry for yourself, laying in your bed in your parents' house, just have a second and think about the people who are doing it tough. All right? And then use that as motivation to go, well, I have so much opportunity. I am not gonna, I'm not gonna like let that slip and take that for granted. I'm gonna live my best life for myself and the planet, everyone else. Okay. The world doesn't need another uni student stressed out, worrying about exams and stuff like that. Like, it's just, don't do that, man. Like, don't waste your youth living for your parents. Don't waste your youth living for the fuckboys. Don't waste your youth living for the social climb and gold digger girls. Don't waste your youth for the alcohol industry or the local drug dealers. Right? There's a lot of people out there who want to prey on you, not because they want to prey on you specifically, it's just that's just what they're into. You know, and you're like the little target. We can get money from you, we can get fame, we can get sex, we can get whatever we want from you, and you'll be worse off for it later on. You know, you're the guy who has to take the Plan B pill. You're the guy who gets a fake rape claim or has to pay child support because you had sex with a girl who got pregnant with some other guy's baby, or maybe it's yours, who you don't even know, but you have to pay child support for the next 18 years because that's just the law in your country. And that's why you should take, to get a vasectomy, so be responsible. So there's so many people out there who want to take advantage of you just because you're there. It's not you personally. It's just like you're walking down the street. Oh, here we go. Here's a customer. Grab you. Boom. Not that they hunted you down. It's just that you were there. Right time, right place. Nice face. Thanks for coming. So you can waste your youth with that. And live that life or whatever. Whatever. That's the deal there. Right there. That's the real talk. And if you know anyone else out there on YouTube that's giving real talk like this, maybe it's Gary Vee, maybe it's Tony Robbins. Otherwise, if there's more, link them down below. And I'll put this on the podcast as well. You can listen to more durianrider podcasts. Just type in durianrider podcast, any Google or wherever. That's the deal there. Any more questions, let us know down below. Live your life how you want to live it. Okay? And it's going to be hard, and the world's going to try and stomp you into the ground. Definitely. Right? It's a lot harder to from a social perspective, to do what you want to do versus to be another drone, another person who hates their job. Once you're a little crab trying to get out of the bucket, man, other crabs are going to get you down viciously. Look at the slander campaigns and the trolls and the stalkers I get. Right? It's vicious out there. So don't think, oh, it's going to be easy. It's going to be, it's going to be easy, as easy as you want it mentally. Right? So you can let the trolls get you down. Don't do that. You'll be just hating life then.